Okay. Now you could paint straight on it, you could seal it to begin with. You need to seal it.
Yeah.
But I'll be using, acrylic. I want this around the fish dough a bit because it's, makes the colour of the orange sing out when you've got this kind of green. Yeah, we want something sort of shimmering, don't we? Just like water-ish. That's my idea. And that's too much of a solid block there. I mean, it's a coffee sack.
Yeah.
Courtesy of the local shop up the road. C-O-F-F-E-E. This is where the picture, starts feeding back, if you like. You could say it's the unconscious feeding back. I better clean some brown off of. I rather like the idea. Yeah, I think you need something nice and bright up here to go with this fish. So I think let's try this green. Is that going to work? So this person is going to have to be green. But I don't like it without. I don't like the solid colour. I need to put something else there. You have to get the right amount of paint because if there's too much, oh, that's quite nice. Right. Now, this is what I'm really looking forward to. Which is the yellow. Oh, interesting, it's going to echo that yellow, but in a very different way. Right. Of course, it's completely the wrong place to have bright yellow down on the foot, which is why I quite like it. It's kind of unexpected, because you automatically want to look at the head on somebody, but that's yellow's making you look at the leg and the foot, so you're being drawn in different directions. Now I rather like that. And also it's the fish was the brightest thing, now that's the brightest thing, and I want people to go there and the fish later. I don't want them to look at the fish first. I've got to do something there. I know what we're going to do there. I think we're going to have some nice, this rose colour, I think. And I say, this is just a feeling, I just feel like rose colour. I think colour is feeling. I'd like to give him slightly more head. I don't want to give him head, you understand what I mean. I like him to, that's better. That's much better. I don't know. So it's kind of quite pop art, I think, this painting. Like people like Derek Boschier and Hockney, I think. Hockney painting on linen, which has been sealed but not necessarily not primed. And that's a bit like some of the figures as well, come to think of it. Which is probably why I wouldn't normally paint like this, because I don't want something that's too connected with something else. I'd shy away from it. And this is this rose colour. Now this is the same colour as down here, this rose, but it won't look like it because that goes into yellow and it's in that context. This will be going into white. There we go. And it's got a blue outline, dark blue, whereas that's got a red outline, so it'll look like a different colour. It's probably a bit too much white on there, but never mind. I'll just oh, that's a bit mad. Right, a little bit whiter than I intended. I'm going to make it a bit darker at the back, I think. What do we have to make it darker? Darker red, one of these two. No, we'll do, I know what we're going to do. Some magenta type red, yeah, that'll do. Yes. There we go. So this seems to become the focal point of the picture. Might as well put that on. I like to have a little bit of shadow under the umbrella. It makes the handle seem as though it's disappearing into the umbrella. It's, it's a little bit brighter, yeah, probably too bright. A bit brighter there, and a bit duller there. Yes, that'll do the trick. So, what on earth are we going to do with this man? I think the order of the day seems to be to make the men similar to their umbrellas. So we'll start off, we'll make him dark up here. So these are quite cartoony figures, and I would never have sort of done that once upon a time. But I think cartoon figures can be as powerful, as evocative as ones that are fully drawn in the correct anatomy. I don't think it's going to put red anymore. So we've got two different yellows there. One's a little bit darker. Let's see, the colour that's under the stills on the brush previously is now coming through, so it's giving me a change of colour. That's fine. Now the only other thing is, I think we need something here, not a lot, but something, and then we'll probably be finished. So we know what can we have in the sky? Purple, perhaps. Purple sky.
Purple rain.
That's a good idea. Actually, that's a very good idea. We've got the water that way. Let's have the water coming down. We could call it Tribute to Prince. Oh yes. I love the. It's not going to dry like that, though, is it? It's going to dry a lot darker. I mean, really, a painting, you know, is always abstract, so you're looking at the sensuality, the feeling of the paint, and whether you enjoy what the paint's doing, which I do enjoy a lot. I like the variety, you know, the lighter and the darker. It's like when you've got, I was going to say when you see rain, it's lighter in some places than others, but then I wasn't sure if that's true or not. But it's true in this picture. So what you got is like, you know, the abstract element is just varieties of purple, against the Hessian colour. I think it's Hessian. It's coffee, the sack that coffee was in. You've always got to, oh no, there's a little bit here because it's nothing much going on, you can't really see it. Bit there. Yeah, you can get away with quite bright light rain because of this very light colour here. And it's really, it's just like you've got a bit of coffee sack to hang on the wall with some painting to go with it. And actually I really like this. I think this is my favourite bit, this man, because that pink going with that sort of subdued colour and a slightly gold feeling and the sort of magenta, I think that's my favourite bit. It's, let's say it's a less usual colour combination, which is what I'm looking for, whereas with the goldfish, or whatever fish it is, one has to say that is a more usual colour combination. And even, I like this bit up here, going with the purple, that's quite nice, but again this is it's not such an unusual colour combination. I think this to me is the one that works. The purple rain's rather nice. The purple rain's particularly nice when you've got it contrasted with, say, this little bit of here. So colours are always in context. I don't want to block it in solid. It's sort of suggestive. Well, yeah, I think they'll almost just a little bit at the bottom.
Okay, yes.
Is this a photo?
No, I'll do video because I can always take a still anyway.
Oh, that's nice. Because it goes with the red there. See, I'm actually going to keep this writing. I thought, you know, it seems rather nice.
So what gave you an idea for a fish?
Oh, because that's a line there, so I thought I had someone walking there. And it's just like under it, so what's under it? Well, it can either be under the ground or under the sea. Let's get rid of this bit of hair that's alright. That's still on the road. I think that might come off the second. Outline everything first.
Yeah.
Oh, no eyes. Oh, right there. I'm rather fond of this colour. It's a kind of rosy colour.
Alright.
One of my favourites. And the line, you see. Actually, people will think I painted the line.
So you're making the picture up as you go along?
I've got an idea. And my idea is a fish here and someone walking along there. And possibly a house here, but I might actually end up with another person there, I think. Now let's get some other colour like a dark blue. I'm sure whether to have the man with the umbrella or not, whether I can squeeze an umbrella in or just, yes, I think we have to have an umbrella. Don't know why, but let's see. I always like getting the handle of the umbrella. See, there's not going to be nothing more heavy. Now let's see, there's not much room left now for this, you see, so this definitely was not how I intended it to be, but quite fun. I like painting with a brush that's a bit thicker than it should be.
Why is that?
Because it stops me getting bogged down in detail. You know, I have to kind of get the main form of something. And otherwise, I'd never have got this shape if I had the right brush. It would have been more detailed and precise, I think. I like the kind of crudeness in all of it. It's kind of strong. And I'm a bit bored doing things anatomically correctly. I think it's more interesting to invent something. So, I suppose I'm painting things that I feel, really, rather than things that I see outside me. Don't worry, there is no paint on the brush handle, so I'm not going to get poisoned.
Right.
Just a health and safety message. I think, the Renaissance has given us a few hundred years of anatomically correct figures. Well, more or less. When you actually look at them, some of them aren't as anatomically correct as they should be. In the National Gallery, for example.
Raphael.
Well, yeah, I went to a Raphael exhibition, I think, at the Royal Academy with Paul Harvey, and we were looking at the drawing, and some of it's absolutely awful. There was a guy there, one of his drawings had no neck. The head went straight into the shoulder. It was really bizarre. Like a sort of A-level student, and I thought that's probably because at that time they were still sort of exploring, like an A-level student explores, still learning. Some of those artists were still learning how to do perspective. Whereas now, a lot of people can do it very easily, because other people have worked it out for them. So, I'm trying to work out something else. A lot of the time I find rhythms, echoes come into the painting which I'm not consciously thinking of. I mean, for example, the top of that head curves around like the umbrella, like that curve. So
are they things you find or that you put in?
they happen, and I think it's because I've been working with shapes and so on for such a long time. You know, I just have a feeling for them, and they instinctively reproduce themselves. I think I'm going to put somebody else in here. This is quite playful, really, but I'm going to have a different colour. I think I need a similar tone, you know, a dark tone. So, purple, I suppose. I wasn't thinking of purple, I was thinking of going for maybe red, but I think we're going to go for a purple, so it's another cool colour, so it will recede a bit, so hopefully it will sit on the same plane as the first figure. So yeah, I do sort of think certain things out, but some of the things are instinctive. I just felt like the purple, although I wasn't thinking of the purple when I had the idea. Let's clean this slightly. I don't completely clean the brushes. Sometimes I clean them much less, because then you can pick up. It's going to be rather difficult putting this figure in here. Let's have a go. You see, the figure is going to fit in the space. And I think that's, again, a sort of psychological thing, because if your mind is occupied with something, other things get squashed into a small space in your mind, and that's where the paintings go as well. So let's see, we have this. Yes, we're going to have this figure. Right, okay. I can't think about it too much, or it's just not going to happen. Right. There we go, the figure's fitting the space. It's a very small head. I didn't intend this at all. I'm not sure what's going to happen to this umbrella. Let's do a conventional umbrella over the top. Yes. It's holding the umbrella in a funny way. Oh, that's okay. And I don't know what's going in there at all. The thing about umbrellas is they're kind of symmetrical, but because they actually get blown out of shape, you can get away with them being not symmetrical. So this is different reactions to the weather. And although it wasn't sort of conscious, I'm thinking the fish and the rain kind of comment on water from the rain. Could I have the handle coming out here? I suppose I could, couldn't I?
Well, not with the top at that angle.
Well, you want to bet?
Go on then.
You should see what happened to my umbrella the other day.
Okay.
The picture sort of makes itself up according to what's already there. I certainly didn't intend this umbrella to come out at this angle at all. Do we have somebody else, or do we have a house, or... It'd be nice to have an elephant there, but I don't know how to do elephants. So we need some colour for a house. Now this is the colour for the house. It's the same colour as the lips, but I think the house is going to end up looking different. This will be quite hard to fit a house, because I don't like things overlapping. I like them separate objects. I don't know why, because I think things are separate and they kind of relate to each other, but you know, you're separate to me, that room's separate to this one, that thing's, they're all separate things. We don't actually overlap, do we?
No.
It's probably not going to be a very good house. That's a chimney. It's going to be a kind of tall house, you know, tall and thin. And obviously completely the wrong scale for the characters. That's a nice link there. Kind of joins up with that as if it's resting on it. So I think you do get these things happening. Door. Windows. Have we got to have a door and windows? Maybe not. What do you think?
I think you don't have to. It could be the back of a house.
It could just be a shape, couldn't it, anyway? Normally I would make sure that the canvas is covered, because I don't like the white showing through, but this can show through, I think. What's this? Cadmium red. Which one's that? Medium, yeah. We've got a cadmium red deep. That's that one. So it's quite, you know, we can get away with the canvas showing through here. But I have a different colour for the, let's have some white. We want some colour to differentiate this from the outline. So it's more fun if you have it broken up like that. I used to do flat colours, but I don't do them anymore. That's alright, that's broken up.